Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's the simple things in life, like learning all again. It's the simple things in life, like finding where it all began. Oh, do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History. Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down.
Shalom. Welcome back to you who are watching, those of you who are watching. Came back from Tabernacles. Almost went deaf. All praise to the Lord. This thing blasted in my head, guy. Well, all praises, man. So, once again, you are now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
Yes, sir.
We're back. So,
Yeah.
back from Tabernacles,
Yeah.
man. Back from Tabernacles. Had a great time out there in the Northeast. I cannot lie. I was swayed.
Yeah, man.
Swayed by the greatness of Northeast. Lord's will, I'll be there next year, man. Lord's will, I have plans to be there next year. That's the good news. The good news is I'll be there next year. That's the good news. The bad news is that the year after that I will be gone because it'll be cold, so I'll not be there. So I'm going to come to Northeast when it is warm.
When it's warm, that's
cold,
it, huh?
I will see y'all the following 2 years.
That's how you gonna do us. That's how you gonna do us.
Listen, man. Hey, listen. It's hospitality, man. That's what I do, man. I show hospitality, man, and consideration. So next year is gonna be warm, Lord's will, a warmer year. So I'll be there.
Hey,
then
next
the
year
year it's gonna be a leap year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very, very cold, and I refuse to succumb to that.
Come on, the Northeast is like the watch on what's it called, Game of Thrones.
It is. But I choose to be in the place where all the books is at, where it's warm. Whatever that place is called, the Library of Westeros. Whatever that book library, that's where I'm gonna be. It's warm over there. I'm going there.
Hey, Lord's will, we could get all the leadership to come to the Northeast.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Captain Yan for putting up that petty ass video and get me in trouble. I'm gonna get cursed out when I come back here, so you know. They're gonna curse me out, man. Even though I did enjoy the video, I did.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I did enjoy that because I know I'd be cursed out for not going down south, but I dodged the bullet, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, so let's just jump in right into it. We're gonna go to the Atlas of the Slave Trade. Y'all know, yes, you know what the book is now, because last time, Tabernacles, y'all was dropping the ball, putting up the wrong books and all that. So hopefully the spirit today is a lot better than last time. Damn. I asked for a slave atlas. They put up the Newsweek. They put a newspaper in.
They put up a
newspaper.
An actual atlas, huh?
put up an image of an actual atlas.
Deke, don't get your hopes high.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say.
Damn.
Hey, give a shout out to IT, man. They did do a great job.
They did a great
Despite
job out there,
being in the wilderness, they were able to make things happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of difficulties out there because, of course, the service, the obstacles and the what they call it, the obstructions.
Right.
That caused Wi-Fi issues. So I was happy that they were able to work around it as best as they could. So shout out to the IT team. Yeah. Shout out to everybody at Tabernacles who got together and worked together collectively to get that thing running pretty smooth over time. All praise to the Lord. Definitely next year is going to be, I see it being a lot better. Yeah. I'm hearing rumors that a certain deacon already told me he might come through, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, snap. All right.
Yeah. Mess, but he said he might come through, so next year is going to be a lot warmer.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot more activities. So also, I'm going to try to oversee. I'm going to try to oversee the activities myself, make sure that everything, so because these activities was great.
Right.
We got even more stuff we saw. Driving around, we saw mass stuff in the area. We're like, wow, so many things out here. It's just activities everywhere. 40 minutes away, 30 minutes away, 10 minutes out. So that place is just littered with fun, man. So we're gonna see if it's warm enough. You might even do some. I don't want to say it, man. I don't want because brothers. No, it might still the idea. I ain't gonna say it. You might do that out there. Along the lines of boating, something like that. Anyway. Let's jump into it. We're going to go into the Slave Atlas. You got it? Let me see the book cover so I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I gave you guys some time. Let's see if you found what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
That's it.
Praise. That's it. Let's give a round of applause, man.
That's it.
All praise. First try.
Hey, I want that sound bite, a little boy. When you imagine, I want that. I want that also. Along with the take a look is in the book. I want that. You know what I'm talking about?
For who, though, D?
No, just in general. It's in case, we come across.
Just for whoever.
You know what I'm talking about? That sound by the white boys like, when you, it's about, I need that, man. I want that thing, man.
I kind of want him to find it, but I don't want him to find it. Dude.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? If you can, just put it on the screen real fast. So this is how these guys sound when they say that the slave trade didn't exist, the boats didn't exist. This is how they sound to me. Go to YouTube real quick.
Abby don't sound like that when he read.
Oh, man.
That's why I didn't that's why I didn't want you to find it.
Well, I didn't say your name, but obviously I can spoke it up in spirit, So, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to confirm nor deny what name was just used.
Hey, this soundbite could get dropped on whoever.
Yeah, it's not just, it's universal soundbite.
Yeah, it's universal.
It's going to be universal soundbite. Y'all got it? Yeah, that's good, too. The little boy, though. The little boy.
They're not trying to find it.
Yeah, they ain't trying to find that.
You know what I'm talking about?
The man he's tired getting judged, man. He know the Lord judges him. He's going to do it.
You loading it up, you said?
Yeah, all I see is his fringes and the design on the shirt.
Oh, Manny?
Yeah.
On Fresh?
Oh, snap.
Man, leave Fresh alone before you start taking some lightning cream or something.
Oh, man. I'll show you.
You see me now?
Oh, my God. Look like Vibes Cartel in here. Oh, man. Anyway, give me the book on the meantime where y'all find that. I want page 1. You were dealing with that last week, but I want it again. Page 1 for now. Here we go. Let's start from sugar plantations, and we're going to work our way down.
Sugar plantations producing for export spread first to the islands of the Eastern Atlantic, 1460s, then to the Gulf of Guinea, in particular, Saint Thomé.
Saint Thomé is where a lot of the Israelites were shipped off during the Inquisition for slavery. They call it the Isle de Perdidas, I believe. The island of hell, pretty much. The island of slavery. Go ahead.
1490s, and eventually to northeastern Brazil, 1560s.
Jump down to the bottom part, both buyers.
Both buyers, Europeans and sellers, African.
Hamites, go ahead.
Saw the people traded into captivity on the African coast as outsiders.
How did Europeans see the children of the people as, I'm sorry. How did the Europeans see that the Negroes they were selling as outsiders compared to Africans? How is that a possibility that they would distinguish between that's an African there and that's not? How would they know? Because it says the Europeans and the Africans saw the people traded into captivity on the African coast as outsiders. Why would the Europeans see Negroes who are Africans as outsiders? Because I can understand Africans seeing us as outsiders because they know who we are. But why would the Europeans see a difference? Read on.
Although the identities that made trading possible did not remain constant over time.
So, but the part I want to focus on is how Africans and Europeans, just primarily the Europeans, saw us or our forefathers as outsiders. Get me page 9. No, wait. No, I don't want that yet. No, give me Exodus 11, verse 7. Exodus 11, verse 7 real quick. I want that. The nations know who Israel is, and they knew who they were selling, because you oftentimes hear the argument that Africans sold Africans, and that's a complete and blatant lie. The indigenous Hamites or Africans of Africa sold the exiles of the Israelites within Africa as slaves. That is what happened. That is the scriptural explanation as to who was selling who in Africa. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Let a dog, being a heathen, move his tongue. Go ahead.
Against man or beast.
Against us or our beasts. Go ahead.
That ye may know
That you may understand
how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
between the Egyptians and Israel. God put a difference, a distinction, despite the color, the shades comparison, because we both black, we're both dark, both woolly hair, both wide noses, big lips. We have all those things. But God said, yeah, even though you guys have a comparison, you guys favor each other in some instances. Not the same. You're not the same people. I did not choose them. I chose you. You are Shemitic. They are Hamitic. You are Semites. They are Cushites. They are Canaanites, Girgashites, Mizramites or Egyptians, Ethiopians. But you're not the same people. You're not, despite your favoring differences, whether it be your favors as in terms of your woolly hair, your brown skin. Not the same. You examine Hamites. Those of us who are watching and who are the audience, who are from Africa, who hail from there. But I'll give you an example. When I was in Nigeria, and I spoke to the brothers and sisters in our congregation from Nigeria, they told us that when you go further north, they change. They look completely different. Those are not Igbos. Those are Hamites. Bowls in the lip, skin all ashy and dry looking, no shine in the skin, just dry. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have our people who mingled among them that do unfortunately have that ashy looking skin. But for the most part, okay, because the exception doesn't change the rule. For the most part, the bulk of our people got that shiny glow in their skin and their brown skin. Okay? So, and a lot of those people who in Nigeria, North Nigeria, in the northern regions of it, they know that those Igbos over there were not the same. In the Sudan, Bishop went over it the other day, that Sudan and Egypt are pretty much the same exact region, same place. The Hamitic Sudanese and the Nilotic Sudanese and the Sudanese Negroes are two distinct people. Not the same. That's why in the book Bishop brought out, in the Darkest Africa, it shows how the Israelites and the Hamites intermingled, but were not the same. All right? No, ain't no Negro walking around with this bowl in his mouth. Show me a Negro in Harlem walking around with a bowl in his lip.
Manny.
Sticking it.
I'm sorry, D.
The hatred, man. He couldn't resist it. Show me a image of a black woman walking around with a damn. Now you do have Jake that will stick those stupid, dumbass rings in their ear and stretch their ear out. That I don't understand why they do that now. That's crazy. Ear all stretched out. That they do. But the bow lip, we ain't doing that. Sticking their face in the cow's freaking genitals, we ain't doing that either. Because we ain't the same. All right? So now, bone, look, the bone's there. Anyway, get me, what do I want? Give me Rice and Slaves. Rice and Slaves, just to go into the reason behind why the Europeans deemed us as outsiders. I want page 8 of Rice and Slaves. It's a good book as well. Mm-hmm. My son took a picture of the pages, but he couldn't send it to me. So I use what I have.
I sent some of the pages to you.
Mm-hmm. What I wanted was page 175.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted.
Price and perception. Most white colonists, Peter Wood suggests in his recent study, would have marveled at the ignorance of their descendants, who asserted blindly that all Africans looked the same.
Read again.
Most white colonists, Peter Wood suggests in his recent study, would have marveled at the ignorance of their descendants, who asserted blindly that all Africans looked the same.
It says most white colonizers would have an issue with their descendants of today to assert that all Negroes or all blacks in Africa are the same people. Because the white colonizers knew that the people they encountered in Africa who they enslaved and sold were not the same as the indigenous population of Africa. They were different. That's why the last book said the Europeans and Africans saw the slaves as outsiders. Read on.
In fact, European colonists concerned themselves quite closely with distinctions among African people.
The Europeans among Africans, they concerned themselves quite closely with distinctions of African people. Meaning what? They studied and researched which people are which within the land. Go ahead.
And paid great attention to such things as size, color, and cultural or other characteristics.
Size, color. Why color? I said before, that shade, that shine. They say them guys look different from them. Their shade is different from theirs. They're not the same. Their eyes different from theirs. Their customs different from theirs. Esau was careful not to take and sell off heathens, but us as slaves, because God moved the spirit of Edom to take us as slaves when the Hamites and the Arabs already had us enslaved within Africa. God moved them to sell us and us alone. There were no heathens on the boat with us. Read on.
This concern has long been recognized as having been present in Latin America and perhaps to a lesser extent in the West Indies. On the continent, quite as much as in the islands, British colonists were also concerned about where they got their slaves.
British colonists were concerned about where the slaves they got came from. Why? I said before in classes years ago, how when they took us and brought us to certain spots, they were trying, if they killed off Northern Kingdom on this side of the world, they went to Africa and they replenished what they killed off. Meaning this, if they went to war, the Spaniards went to Mexico, right? And they conquered Issachar over there. They said, okay, we killed a lot of them off. What do? We know. We got some of them over there in Africa. Let's bring them over there and let them what? Replenish and enslave them. We conquered a lot of Ephraim over there. Let's go to Yoruba, the Igbos over there in Africa, and bring them to all the Latin countries, Cuba, Puerto Rico. Let's bring them there and replenish who we conquered because God moved them to do so. That's why that Bible's a true book. Read on.
British colonists were also concerned about where they got their slaves, what they looked like, and how they performed, because potential customers had these concerns. Moreover, merchants in Britain and America tried to cater to them, and one of the determinants of slave prices in South Carolina was the bondsman's provenance.
Go on.
The slaves from the River Gambia are preferred to all others, with us save the Gold Coast. Merchant Henry Lawrence wrote to one correspondent, adding that there must not be a Calabar among them. To another, he wrote, Gold Coast or Gambias are best. Next to them, the Windward Coast are preferred to Angolas.
All right, so they had preferences regarding who. But my point was the part in the earlier beginning where it says distinctions between the peoples. Now, get the next page. I think it's what, 23 or next? I think it's 23?
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, read that next. Read the highlighter part.
Thus, although South Carolinians might not have been able to distinguish particular African ethnic groups with precision, they had some general sense of the difference between people from that region and from, say, the Congo.
Now, remember 2 weeks ago, I went over Angola in Congo and how it was called the Jews' Harbor, or the Loango Jews were sold from there. The bulk of slaves brought to the Carolinas came from Angola or Congo. That largest port. I showed you the atlas map with the arrow pointing to that direction. I believe the Gullahs are from the Carolinas, right? The Gullahs, the Gullah Geechee. That's the Carolinas. The Gullah goes back to the word Angolas, Angulas. Geechee, that's them. That's us. Those were Jews. Portuguese Jews fled there during the Inquisition, and the ones that resided on the coast were vulnerable and were conquered by the Portuguese that arrived there and colonized the land. And those who lived further inland maintained their culture and their history because they were safer from conquest of the Portuguese. All right? Get the next one. Next page. Read the highlighter part now.
As pointed out, they also assigned certain attributes to various ethnic groups, some of which had more to do with culture, perhaps, than with anything
They
else.
assigned certain attributes to various ethnic groups such as culture. What is culture? Us keeping the laws of God, us keeping the commandments of God, the circumcision, the Sabbath days, the feast days, the high priests, the purity laws we had, the cleanness laws. They knew these guys keep circumcision. What day? 8th day? They keep Sabbaths. They have high priests. Oh, okay. Those aren't the Hamites over there. They ain't got bowls in their nose. They ain't got bones in their nose. They ain't got bowls in their lip. They ain't drinking blood. Those different from them over there. Look at their skin. Different. Look at their customs. Different. They knew who they were taking. They weren't just snatching up niggas out of Africa. You crazy? You know how large Africa is? Mm-hmm. They're just gonna just grab a random nigga. Get over here, nigga. That's not what happened. That was an organized effort. It was strategy. It was methodical. Like Bishop Wildfire said, it was an act of war.
This is war.
That's what it was. They didn't just snatch up random Negroes in Africa. Let me take them as a slave. Yeah. That's not what happened. You're not coming to a random continent and just taking random people out of nowhere and put them on a boat and throw them over here. That's not how that works. It was an organized effort. It was coordinated. Give me Psalms 83. Hold on to that. They knew who they were selling. They had help. The Hamites helped them. The Arabs helped them.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1.
Yeah, start from verse 2. Get to the point.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a gathering, a coordinated attack. Okay, go ahead.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate God. Go ahead.
Have lifted up the head.
Have gained power. Go ahead, rulership. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They who hate God have taken crafty counsel. The crafty counsel is the tumult. Go ahead.
Against thy people.
Against your people, God. Against your people. This ethnic group that resided in Africa, different from the rest. Go ahead.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they consulted. They conspired. Joint effort. To what? Against thy people. Go ahead.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Come, let us, as they conspired, let us cut them off from being a people. Come on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Because when you remove a people far from their homeland, over time they will forget that same homeland. They will lose their identity. Cut them off from their land, and you will cut them off from their own identity. That's the aftermath. Remove them from their land, they'll be removed from their God, their culture, their laws. That's the aftermath. That is the after effects. Cut them off from being a nation. Come on.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent. They all conspired. They got together. It was a joint effort. It was not just some random act where a white man just sailed, hey, we're in Africa. Whoa, look at the nigga over there. Let's grab him and make him a slave. That's not what happened. That's what white man tells you happened. That's not what the Bible says. That ain't what history tells you. Read on.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against God and against his people because God did not choose these nations as his own people. He rejected them. And so as a consequence of us going against our God, they said, fine. Since he's against them, we could be against them too. We're going to get back at God for not choosing us. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The number one bastard on this list of this hit list, this is God's hit list, by the way. The number one on God's hit list, the ringleader is Edom. The red nation of people. The bloodshedders. That's why their skin is red, because they match the blood they shed. Right. Edom. The red man, the red race. Go ahead.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Arabs, the Mohammedan Arabs. Okay, the ones who took over the whole damn portion of Africa. That's them. Go ahead. Who pushed us into sub-Sahara through their slave trade. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
Chinese, they're involved as well. Go ahead.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes will be your Mohammedan Arabs. Arabs. Go ahead.
Gebal.
Gebal's Hamites. Your Hamites, the Africans who saw us as outsiders. Gebal.
And Ammon.
Ammon is your Japanese. They had us involved in slavery, involved in the slave trade too. Go ahead.
And Amalek.
Amalek is you so-called the Israelis, the ones who are bombing and flattening Palestine with their foot. Go ahead.
The Philistines.
More Hamites, or go ahead, or modern day Arabs too. Go ahead.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre, which goes into the Canaanites, who are heavily involved in our enslavement, who reside in Africa when Joshua conquered them and forced them further into Africa. And eventually, over time, we ran to them and they enslaved us once again. Let's go back to more stuff. Now, get me, what do I want? Give me the next, go back to rights and slaves again. Where we were at, read that. Hence, knowledge.
Hence, knowledge of the provenance of the slave was as important.
Hold that. Give me provenance. What does that word mean? Provenance. Read it before. Provenance was important. What is provenance? Provenance.
Provenance. The place of origin or earliest known history of something.
Wow. Boom. Wow. The origin. Your origin. Your origin, a place of origin, or earliest known history. So the Edomites studied our provenance. Where they're from and where they were from historically and originally. So when Israel fled further into Africa from the Promised Land, from the Roman onslaught and the Islamic or Arab onslaught, Esau said, oh, that's them Jews that fled from persecution. This is them. We got to make sure we snatch them up. Not the ones selling them, but them themselves. Because God said so. Psalms 83.
AD, even when we were expelled from Spain and different parts of Europe,
yeah,
you think Esau wasn't tracking us, following us to these areas that we went? That's how they was able to note in their books where we was going. Right. You understand? So they was tracking us the whole time. They sent out the missionaries. They sent out the Jesuit priests. They called them Inquisitors. Mm-hmm. All right. So they was on us the whole time. They was already tracking, giving back intel. Where we resided, all these different things. So it was already written in stone where we were because they were tracking us the whole time.
Let me give you an example of how Esau, how evil this man is. He puts it in movies and shows. I'm gonna give you an example of one. There's a show on Disney Plus, and I like it. It's called what's it called? Hold on a second, coming to me. Obi-Wan. When you watch Obi-Wan, I love Star Wars. And Star Wars is written by a so-called, by the way. And when you watch, he's the Jedi. Now, Jedi go back to Judah. So when you watch Star Wars, that movie's entirely about us. The Jedi is Judah, the prophets of God. The Republic is Edom. They run everything. The Sith are pretty much the wicked Edom. That's why they have red lightsabers, that's Edom. Red lightsabers, the dark side of the Force. children of wicked, that's them. We're green, blue, that's Israel. The different colors of the stones, that'd be us, with the exception of the red.
And
Would that be us?
The worlds are named after Israel's cities in the Bible.
Yes,
like
yes. Right, Jaffa, right, exactly, Jaffa. So Obi-Wan is also an Israelite name. Obi-Wan as well, like Anakin, that's an Israelite name. Yakin, Anakin, Luke, Leia, that's our foremother Leia. So when you watch it, the Sith had people hunting Jedi. They were called Inquisitors. And they had red lightsabers. They were called Inquisitors. And they were hunting us like cattle. They killed a lot of the prophets off, or Jedi off, during General Order 66. It's only Order 666. But they dropped the 6. Execute Order 66. It was Execute Order 666. That's what it really was. The man of sin, pretty much. Darth Sidious, that's Edom, that's the evil council. Psalms 83 is the Sith. That's who that is. And the Jedi is the prophets. That's us. They were killing off. So whoever they couldn't kill off, a lot of Jedis either were killed off or they turned their back on the Force. Like Obi-Wan, they lost their faith. So a lot of them blended into society. Some of them couldn't take it. They came back to it. But they sent out Inquisitors to hunt certain Jedi and kill certain Jedi. So when you watch Star Wars, watch that show with spiritual eyes. That show is, even Anakin, he went to the dark side. He repented later on because his son was the chosen one. That movie is heavy. Except the last one. 8, 9, and 10 is terrible. Don't ever watch 8, 9, 10. It's feminized. It's garbage. Just watch episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Watch Obi-Wan and watch Ahsoka. That's it. Watch that. Those are pretty decent. Ahsoka, the sister with the white, the alien orange hair. They made a sister an Inquisitor. Yep. Okay, because what's the name? Anakin killed her family. Well, he killed everybody pretty much. He killed all the Padawan, but she was a surviving Padawan. But she was so angered by her past, she became evil. She starts turning a new leaf later on. But it's a very, very, very good show. Obi-Wan. So I'm gonna tell y'all, episode 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, that's the old ones. I don't care how old it is. It's bootleg graphics. It's old, but watch it. Then you're going to watch Obi-Wan. Then you're going to watch Ahsoka. In that order. The show is when you see Jedi is Judah. That's what it is. That you can do a commentary on every part. That's great. Okay? So, anyway, where was I? So, I mentioned that because they were hunting us. Just mentioned the Inquisitors. They were hunting us. They knew our provenance. They knew where we were from. Go back, read it again, that portion again, the blue highlight, the second paragraph.
Hence, knowledge of the provenance of the slave was as important as his appearance, if he could not clearly be distinguished as different from a less desirable group.
Less desirable group is Hamites. So it says, hence, knowledge of where he comes from of the slave was important as his appearance. Why our appearance? What were we wearing? Fringes. Did he have a beard? That's what they had on. That's why they stripped us naked, take them clothes off, because they knew who we were. If they keep their clothes, they'll know who they are too. Strip them down to nothing. And their looks. So now, next page. Read that.
The need or desire to know about Africans that was expressed at the end points of trade was even more pronounced at the source. Go down. But coastal traders would have been more exact. Indeed, it is striking how much Europeans confined to the seaboard knew about African ethnology.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Yo, this book is crazy, bro. I had to have it. It says confined. It says that the Europeans were the coastal traders, the slave traders. They were exact. They knew exactly where they were going and knew exactly who they were snatching, who they were selling. They weren't just grabbing random people off the continent of Africa just because. Right. They knew there was a target. There was a target people they were going for. Read again. But coastal traders.
But coastal traders would have been more exact. Indeed. It is striking how much Europeans...
Stop. Why is the author saying it's striking? Because he can't understand. Why were they so precise in who they were snatching off the ships? How they know so much? Because they knew God moved their spirit to know. And Edom is the devil the Bible speaks of. Satan told him, hey, go over there. Go over there. Go over there. Ask the Israelites over there. Ask the Hamites over there. They'll tell you where they're at. They got them. Read on.
Confined to the seaboard.
They were sitting at the seaboard. They didn't go into Africa and grab them. They sit in the boat like, yo, go get them, go buy them and come back and bring them on the ship. How did the Edomites or Europeans who were sitting on the seaport in the boat didn't step foot further inland to Africa and know who to grab and who's who? Because they knew where to go. Read on.
Knew about African ethnology.
Race. Ethnology is the race. The history, the science of the race of the people. That's ethnology, ethnic background. Read on.
Politics.
How we govern, how we lived, our government, politics. Go ahead.
And customs.
And our laws. They knew who they were taking. I'm sorry, they know and knew who they were taking. That it?
Yes, sir.
What page is that?
Page 33.
That's the next one, the next page. This book is crazy. Read that part.
There was also the attraction of the Spanish at St. Augustine.
The attraction of who?
The Spanish at St. Augustine.
There was an attraction of the Spanish. Why the Spanish? Remember, how do I start? I'm getting overexcited. When you examine the Spanish Inquisition, they chased the Jews out of Spain and Portugal in 1492. Okay? So when they chased us out of the areas of Portuguese settlement or colonies, they knew or had an idea where Israel fled to. You know how Israel does? Israel, what do we always do when we come from captivity? We always run south. Even over here, we ran from the north to the south because there was freedom there. Run to the south or run to the north. We'll run one direction or the other. It was the north or south. I'm sorry. We ran from the south to the north.
We traveled the North Star to get to the north.
Yes, we went to the north. But when it comes to Spain and Portugal, we fled further south. Even in Spain, Italy, we would dwell south.
There was a lot of us that went into Mexico for freedom.
Yes, we fled.
South.
Yes, yeah. We fled. Yes.
And some went to Florida as well because we had
the
Seminoles that was in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes, so we fled south. A lot of us fled south. We went either or. But the Spanish knew or had an idea they're going to run. Remember, Spain and Africa is connected. It's one landmass, really. Spain's really part of Africa. The Straits, there's a thing called the Straits of Gibraltar. It's a little so-called land bridge, and it connects. So we were able to cross into Africa, right into Spain. It's connected. It's attached. All landmasses at one time were together. That's another class. They're all together at one time. But Spain and Africa are connected by a thing called the Straits of Gibraltar, because our brother, what's his name, Tariq, conquered Spain by crossing that particular little land bridge there, and they call it the Straits of Gibraltar, or Gibraltariq, meaning the Rock of Tariq. Gibraltariq.
Simeonite, right?
Simeonite, yes, sir. Simeonite. Yeah, give a shout out to Simeon. That's right.
Yeah.
Simeon went through there and kicked ass. Kicked ass and took names. So, Gibraltariq. That's what we got there. Anyway, so they had an idea. These guys run south, they're going to run to Africa. You know where they're going to run to. So read this here.
There was also the attraction of the Spanish at St. Augustine, where Angolas, who had some knowledge of Portuguese.
Why did the Angolas have knowledge of Portuguese? Because they spoke it, because they fled from Portugal. They had knowledge of their culture, being Jews, Portuguese Jews, black Portuguese. Go ahead.
Would have had little difficulty in understanding Spanish.
Why would the Angolas have little difficulty in speaking Portuguese and Spanish? Because they were Jews that resided there that spoke the language. They spoke Ladino. Ladino was Spanish and Hebrew mingled together. Whatever Hebrew there was at the time. Go ahead.
Probably many had this ability. Thus, it was reported of one Angolan who had been recaptured that by what can be discovered in his speech, he is either Spanish or Italian. But he was more likely Portuguese.
Why? Because he was a black Portuguese. The black Portuguese were Jews that fled into that area. I went over this 2 weeks ago. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it again. I'm not going over it again. Beat a dead horse. Go back again and watch it. Went into that history. Rudolph R. Windsor went into it. Nathan Schultz goes into it. Critical Review goes into it. Bishop went over it. I think the other day he went over it. And Shout Tuesday he went over it. All right? So these slaves that were able to speak Spanish or Italian, or more likely Portuguese, were Jews that fled into Angola from the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition was the forerunner of the transatlantic slave trade. Many of these Jews that fled from the Spanish and Portuguese ran into the arms of the Ottoman Turks, which were Muslims. And they got together and they sold us, and that created what's called the triangular slave trade. The Inquisition is the root of the slave trade. It's the root of it, of the Atlantic portion and the Indian Ocean portion of it too. Anyway, what's up? What's next page? What we got next?
Hey, Deke.
Yeah.
You mind if I get a quick scripture real quick?
Yeah.
Get Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 19. Just going exactly what you was talking about and what the book was saying, Deke. How Esau, they pursued us in every place that we went throughout Africa, Europe. They knew exactly where we was going to go.
Yeah.
And remember in Luke 21, he said, flee into the mountains. Now, read this.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven.
Why is it saying eagles? Because it's referring to Edom. Edom is represented as the eagle. So our persecutors were swifter than the eagle. Read on.
They pursued us upon the mountain.
They did what?
They pursued us upon the mountain.
So when the Lord told us to flee upon the mountains, Esau pursued us upon those mountains and all the places where we hide. That's why in Psalms 83 it says the hidden ones. It's also going into all the places we were hiding throughout all the different lands.
Yep.
Esau knew exactly where we were.
Yeah, we fled into the mountains in Africa. We fled into the mountains in the Americas too. And they hunted us in all those areas. Hunted us like animals. Read on.
Boston of John's Island was born in Guinea, but spoke excellent English, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Read on.
5 blacks who absconded from a plantation in Perrysburg all spoke good English, French, and German. Their master, Abraham Earhart, warned.
Stop. Why did he want it? He didn't teach them that. He didn't teach them that. They spoke it already. I'm going to show y'all why they spoke English in a minute. Why they speak English already when they came over here. Because somebody go, oh, unga bunga, me, Tim Tim, or some stupid nonsense I say.
Tim
me,
Tim.
Yeah, me speaking, we just spoke a bunch of Hamite language, whatever, some barbaric language. No. We spoke English. Before the white man taught us English, we were already speaking it. Now you may wonder, well, why are they speaking English already and French before they were enslaved? Where they learned English from before they were enslaved? I thought the white man taught us English.
Right.
Not all the time. I'm going to show you where we learn English from. We're going to get there. I'm going to tap it. Then I'm going to step out. I'm going to tap a little bit. Jump in, then jump out because y'all going to get excited. Oh, you going to go into it? No, I'm not going to go into it as if yet. Don't get too excited. I'm excited for you. But I can't go into it yet. But read that again. Spoke English. Go ahead.
Spoke Piero, who called himself Peter, spoke English, French, and Dutch. There was a notable population of Spanish speakers. Most of these.
Wait, read a woman part. That's crazy.
A woman who escaped with her husband from Point Comfort on the savannah spoke good English.
She spoke good English.
Chickasaw.
Damn, she spoke that language. She spoke Chickasaw.
Yeah, Officer Jez.
Anyway, and perhaps she spoke good English, Chickasaw, and perhaps French. The Chickasaws having taken her over from the French settlements on the Mississippi.
They looked after her. She looked after her. God looked after Judah, man. See, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. Our people are the same. I'm telling you, read on.
There was a notable population of Spanish speakers. Most of these blacks probably had not been, like Luke, born in Spain.
But they spoke Spanish, but they weren't born in Spain. Why they speaking Spanish? They're not born in Spain. That don't make no sense.
Jedi mind trick, D.
Maybe because, I don't know, because their parents taught them how to speak it, because their parents came from over there when they fled out from Inquisition into Africa and retained the language. That's the reason why they spoke it but weren't born there. Go ahead.
But they were frequently mentioned as absent from their master's service.
So Esau would hide these niggas. Okay, they speak Spanish? Don't mention that Negro. Don't mention them. Don't mention them because it'll bring too much attention to them. Because the thought is we were illiterate, couldn't speak. We spoke some Hamitic language, blah, blah, blah. We spoke Khoisan. We spoke Xhosa, or whatever we spoke, or we spoke Igbo. We spoke Tree. They're not going to mention us speaking English or French or Dutch.
That's too much.
Or German. I said, nah, that's going to bring too many questions. Like these Negroes speaking all these languages that we ain't teach them to speak. Like the movie the show Hell on Wheels. You gonna teach that nigga how to read? He said, "Don't make a difference if we teach him how to read." And the little boy was like, "And I will bring you out of bondage." Exodus 20. I was like, "Damn, that was a bad scene, boy. Bad." Then he put the book down and start saying it. Yeah, I'll bring you out of bondage and wild. That thing is bad, bro. That scene is fire, man. Hell on Wheels, the little boy. I forgot the little boy's name. Comment plays him when he gets older. Forgot his name. But that scene where the white man said he taught him how to read. He goes, oh, it's not a big deal. Teach him how to read. He goes, so-and-so, do you understand what you just read? No, sir. I don't understand what I just read. So you see, it's like teaching a parrot how to repeat his master. But that little boy knew exactly what he was reading. Okay, read on.
When not actively involved in running away, they were sometimes suspected of aiding others. Thus, the owner of Stephen, an elderly Paraguay keeper, suppose he keeps amongst Mr. Welshinen or Mr. Porter's Spanish Negroes.
Spanish Negroes. Oh, boy. Read next one, this babble.
This babble.
This babble means this confusion. Go ahead.
Must have been perplexing to anyone seeking to establish unalterable verities of racial, linguistic, and servile classification.
They found it very hard to classify these particular Negroes because they spoke all these various languages, but they were from one place. Why are these Negroes speaking English, Dutch, French, Spanish, and Portuguese? But they all the same, but why they all speak that? Because there's a reason behind it. Because when Israel lost power, then we ruled these areas for over 1,000 years, and we got conquered. So we ran into Africa. We fled there, and they found us speaking all these various languages from places we dwelled. Right. We fled to these areas. Now I'm not saying we fled from Germany to Africa. I'm not saying that, but there were areas where we did sail back and forth. We did sail, the British Isles and so forth. We sailed from these places. But anyway, I'll get to that in a moment. Now. I'm going to give you an example. Get me page 50, Deuteronomy 4:34. Deuteronomy 4. Oh, snap, we got to take a break soon, right? No,
we got 15
It's
minutes.
very similar to today, the brothers that live in Europe.
Yes.
They speak multiple languages because of the proximity of those countries. It's like going from one state here to another. It's like, right there in New Jersey, they speak in another language. Mm-hmm. In New York, they speak another language. So we would tend to speak those languages because of how close we are. So likewise over there, just because they're living in Portugal doesn't mean they're just speaking Portuguese. They might be speaking Spanish, English.
They're educated,
French,
right.
So they have more languages under their belt. So if they're close to that country, they tend to speak that language.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, when they conquered us, we fled from Spain and Portugal. When we was in Spain and Portugal, we were very well educated. Mm-hmm. So we were well versed in different languages as well. All right, you got this page? We have this already or no? This is new.
We read it already.
All right, cool. Give me
Y'all went through all the pages of this book.
That's all. That's all of it. What I wanted was 175. 175 is a banger for this book. If you could find it, that'd be great. I want 175 of that same book. In the meantime, give me Deuteronomy 4:34. Wow, if you can get it.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 34. Or hath God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation?
God went and took a nation of Israel out of the midst of another people or nation, the Egyptians. We're not the same people. He took one nation out from another nation. One ethnicity out from another ethnicity. We resided in Egypt as slaves. We were under the captivity of a dark race, but they weren't our people. Even the Israelites, they looked like Negroes too. They passed for black as well, but they weren't our people. So, again, understand. God makes it clear. Despite you having the same, at one point in time before the white man was in existence, all races are black. The hair may have been different, maybe from woolly to fine, but every race on earth at one point in time was black until Cain did what he did. When Cain killed his brother, God said, I'm going to curse that earth skin, that earth tone from you. Damn. You're going to come back and you're going to resemble the devil. That's why when you watch these mythical movies where the devil's red with a pitchfork and he's surrounded by fire. Why is that? Why does Esau depict the devil as red like him and surrounded by fire? Because Esau gained power over fire. Nuclear fire. And when he made guns, what's he call it? Firepower. Cannons. Firearms. This man acquired the power of the devil. When Tubal came, that's firepower. Nuclear bombs, that's firepower. Cannons, Gatling guns, that's firepower. TNT, firepower. Musket guns, firepower. That's gunpowder, firepower. This man learned how to deal with fire. He was the smith the Bible speaks of. That's who he is. He could not have conquered us no other way. He was whipping Esau's ass physically. He would beat his ass. As a race, this kid's watching. As a race of people in terms of fighting physically, they cannot deal with us. We will break them in half. They have to use guns. They got to use nukes. They got to use grenades. They got to use Gatling guns. They got to use nukes. They got to use satellites, laser beams, ray guns. They can't handle us physically. We will wash their ass. Watch them. Nation's the worst. Nation of cowards. They need technology, man. That's all I want.
That's why the Lord said when he returned, he's going to rebuke their wicked inventions.
That's right. Because without their weapons, without their guns and weapons, they're nothing. You understand? I did the class, Walk of the Giants. It says that by the time Esau shot one bullet, they got 4 arrows in their chest. They were dodging. Listen to me. Gad was dodging bullets. They were dodging and shooting the arrows at the same time. Riding a horse with no saddle. Nothing, just riding a horse with their legs like locked into the horse, just killing this man. Shooting their arrows through their armor. Esau was saying when Gad shot arrows, they could shoot the arrows through tree trunks. You know how powerful an arrow and a man has to be to shoot an arrow through a tree trunk? It was eating through the horses like butter, the arrows. And they was just regular stonehead arrows. It wasn't no like titanium arrow. It was stonehead arrows. They would throw corn in the air and they would keep it in the air, shooting like this, shooting it together. That's insane. So again, God had to step in and move the spirit of this man to overthrow us. Outside of the devil, outside of the Lord allowing them to get power of the devil, they cannot beat us. That's why it says one shall be stronger than the other. Is what it is. The elder will serve the younger. Once again, I assure you. That's what God says. So now, where are we at, man? I got upset and went somewhere else, man. Damn. Right. Oh, different nation of people. Now, get me page 59, the Atlas again. This man, tell you, boy, without that power, he's nothing.
That's why the scripture said, Gad shall overcome at the last.
Mm-hmm.
You might have won with all that weapons that you have, but once all that stuff gets taken away,
yep,
Gad's gonna overcome again.
Right back to the caves, throwing rocks and eating vegan mushrooms, whatever you be eating.
There's hope off the jizz.
Wow.
Give me page 59.
This dude is highly disrespectful.
Page 59. Beat some of you had that page.
It was crazy because gunpowder was created by Moab, but Esau took it and did all this craziness with it.
Damn.
You know, he got that power. Over fire.
Yeah, over fire, man. That's his thing, man.
They show in that movie, I think it's called The Wall with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
He went there to try to deceive them just to bring the gunpowder, what's it called? The black powder, that's what it's called?
The gunpowder.
Yes, to bring it back for Esau to war.
Saltpeter.
That's like Blue-Eyed Samurai. Same thing over there with them.
Yeah.
Same thing with that, too.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
You got page 59? Yes, sir. All right. Give yourself a round of applause, man. Give yourself a round of applause, man. Find the page, man. Praise the Lord, man.
Let's try again.
All right, page 59. Let me see it. Let me see. Blow it up. What do I want from here? There we go. Yes. Now this place is not called. Now you may think it's called Nantes. It's pronounced Nantes. It's French. It's a French area. It's called Nantes. Okay. This is a major slave port. Go down to the bottom. It's called Nantes. Go down to the bottom. The caption on the bottom right there. Read that. After the early 18th.
After the early 18th century, Nantes quickly became the premier port for the organization of French slaving voyages.
The premier port for the organization of French slaving voyages. The French were the worst. That's why when Levi whipped their behind, said before, Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques was killing French like it was running out of style. Killing them. That's why they got the Levites suffering now for that. They got taking the money from them and so forth because of that. Esau faced major defeat at the hands of the Levi. Go ahead.
A preeminence that lasted until war closed down the French slave trade in 1793.
Come on.
Its vessels supplied all parts of the French plantation, Americas. Its merchants were dominant in two of the largest slave trading centers in Africa, Loango.
Loango, so a lot of the slaves shipped from Loango were brought to Nantes. Go ahead.
See map 99.
And
Wida.
And Judah. Wida is Judah. Loango. So the French focused on the ports, bringing them from Loango and from Wida, which is Judah. Go ahead.
See map 79 to 80. Nantes was also one of the few French ports to trade significantly in the British-dominated Bight of Biafra.
All right, so keep that in mind. You got Wida there. Now, get me the image of the Western art. I want those images that sent you in the what is it?
Telegram.
Yeah, Telegram. Our history Telegram. Yes, this right here. So remember Nantes, right? This book right here, image of the Western art, featuring with what's the name of Louis Gates and David Bingman.
David Bindman.
Bindman. Bishop always says he's racist as hell, and Henry Louis Gates, he said he was asleep when this book was put together because he had no idea what's going on. So get the pages I wanted this now. Remember Nantes. Go there. No, okay, no, that's not what I want. No. It's images. There we go. Go back right there. Blow it up. Now you see right here, sister right here. This is it's called Negro Favorites. This is her favorite Negro here. Look at her neck. Blow it up. Go zoom into her face, the sister's face. Bring it up to her sister. The sister, not the Edomite. The sister. Esau ain't my sister. Right. That's my sister. Yes. Some of y'all, but they're confused.
He's like, that's
okay. My sister's right here. The white lady right here.
Sister in Jesus.
You call her Nana. Right here. This here right here is her right here with the chain. Mammy! This is her right here. Anyway, this is the sister right here with the yoke of iron on her neck. She's a favorite. Okay? A favorite. Now, keep that in mind. You see the whole lock right there, the lock and all that stuff is crazy. Now, get the next image now. Get the next image. Blow it up some. Another favorite. Okay, this is a man right here. All right? I think it is. Yeah, he's huge. That's a man right there, all right? Got the Mitri on. Now go to the next image. No, I'm sorry. Go down to the bottom. Right there, it says image 163. Go to image 1. Yeah, go to the next one. Go back to the other one. 163 and image 160 is 162. Go down. Yes, 162. Now go to the next page I sent you. It's going to summarize what these images are. Right there. Blow it up. Read what it says there.
Franz Warner, Von Tam, and Giovanni Battista Goli. Allegory of Spring, 4th quarter, 17th century. Nantes, Massi des Beaux Arts.
Nantes, Musée des Beaux. So it's Nantes. These people were from Nantes. They were from France. These are slaves brought to Nantes. That's why it says, read the next one.
Christian Barentz and Giacinto Brandy. A tribute allegory of autumn. 4th quarter, 17th century, Nantes.
Nantes. They brought slaves over to Nantes. These slaves were brought to Nantes, France, a part of France. Nantes slaves. Okay? Now, get me page 9 of the Atlas now. Page 9 of the Atlas. How long we got? 5 minutes? Yeah, 5. All right, so let me see. We'll be back. Let's get that page ready. Hold that. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Just wait. Those of y'all want to call in when we come back. All right. Give me let's go to the Zoom. You can zoom in if you like. If you have any questions regarding the class thus far. All right. You can zoom in now. We prefer you zoom in. Or you can also text us as well at come on. Or text us if you're not ready. If you can't Zoom, you can text us at 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. All right. So we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. We got more stuff for y'all. All right. Some good stuff.
And make sure you vet them too, man.
And make sure that you donate to the Land Fund, to the Booster Club. I don't gotta say what we're doing. You know what we're doing. You see what we're doing. Yeah, I can't. You know I ain't got time to be all this pointing stuff. Just wherever I'm pointing at the box you see on the side of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, man. It's just delayed. I can't see what I'm doing.
You know the box, man.
Just donate to that box, all right? All right, shalom. See y'all soon, man. Donate in the meantime while I'm break. All right, shalom. See y'all in a few.
Extreme oppression here and lack of knowing their history.
Revelation 18:4. We must come out of this system. For you Kanakas, another word for slave, another word for nigger. We must come back together as the children of Israel. This is the journey to the ends of the earth.
This is how they treated us. And the Bible spoke of that long ago. And it happened because we did not listen. We did not listen at all. But it's now that we got to listen.
We can make sure we build the birds up to make sure minds is on God's laws. And then make sure minds on God's sanctuary.
For me, you gotta believe, as the scriptures say, all the prophets who walked on this earth, they wrote the Bible. Even John saw Christ. John wrote the description of Christ. Christ walked the earth, we have a color.
I would like to thank the bishop for this wonderful gifts.
You are not a Seventh-day Adventist.
Seventh-day Adventist alive.
For I give you good doctrine.
God said he gave us good doctrine. That's the religion we should be following. This Bible. Good doctrine. Everybody do not like us. But God loves us. And we have to turn to him. The true God of this Bible. Not what Muzungu tell you.
Came here to teach the word, and it's a good time too because the people here are actually protesting about the food prices that France imposed on them. They're still a colony till today. They're not free. Spiritually, we come to set the people free. Like this is in John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So that's our job, to go out in the four corners of the world and wake up the nation of Israel.
Violent upbringing. So violent upbringing is another cause for your violence. It says violent upbringing is whereby as a child you're exposed and forced to live in an harmful environment or abusive atmosphere. Example, domestic abuse and or you are a witness of abuse.
Y'all are cruel people, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back, bro. We're back from the break. It was a very terrible break we was on just now. The insults are just worse and worse as the time goes on, man. All right. Anyway, I went out. My mic went out. Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear you?
Okay, I'm going in and out now. No, I can't hear me, no.
Hey, plug it.
I don't know what's going on. My headphones when I came out then. I might be more slack. My headphones I went out. All right, there we go. Just give me more slack if you can, because these things just kind of. Yeah, hold on a second. There we go. That's good. Thank you. All right, so give me page 9 of the Atlas. I need page 9. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I need page 9 of the Atlas. What happened?
No, did you want to bring out that thing?
Oh, yeah. Real quick. Obviously, I can find some good stuff right there. This I guess this is the spirit behind why we do the introduction. The introduction comes up with the Star Wars scene. Mm-hmm. So read it here.
Jedi Knights are collectively the Jedi Order.
Okay.
Are fictional characters and often protagonists featured in many works within the Star Wars franchise.
Go down to etymology.
This is about George Lucas, right?
Yeah.
He's behind it.
And the last 2 paragraphs in this book, down. In this book, the making. There we go. There.
Right there.
In his book, The Making of Star Wars, the definitive story behind the original film, J.W. Rensler notes that Lucas originally considered using the term Jedediah.
Go ahead.
For his knights.
Jedediah was Solomon's name. Beloved of the Lord. The prophet called him that. Go ahead.
Ultimately settled on Jedi.
So Jedi comes from the name Jedediah, King of Judah's name. Go ahead.
Renz also suggests that the word may have been influenced by the term Bodhisattva, which refers to a Buddhist...
Bodhisattva. That's Buddha. Yeah. Bodhisattva is Buddha. Go ahead. That's nonsense. Go ahead.
Which refers to a Buddhist concept of an enlightened being who chooses to remain in the world to help others.
The second paragraph there.
Another potential influence on the word Jedi is the Hebrew term Yeda.
You did, or Jedediah, pretty much same thing, yeah.
Which means beloved. Mm-hmm. In his book, The Secret History of Star Wars, Michael Kaminsky suggests that Lucas may have been influenced by this term when creating the name for his knights. Kaminsky notes that Lucas has cited Jewish mysticism as an inspiration for his work, and that he may have been drawn to the idea of his heroes being beloved protectors.
Yeah, the prophets. Yep. So Jedi goes back to Jedediah, beloved of the Lord. That's what Jedi mean. Go back to, I'm telling you, bro.
And he was Amalek, right?
And he's a so-called. He's Amalek, yeah. So it's not, most of these movie writers are Amalek. They pull from the Bible. They pull from Scripture. So when we say these things, we're not just making it up. Oh, you guys making that up. No, that's referring to us. It's referring to us. Even Ammon too. They pull from the Bible. Dragon Ball, that's us. Dragon Ball Z is us. Naruto is us too.
Deacon, all movie ideas come from us.
Most of the movies is us, man. Most of it's us.
Most of it.
Especially Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is definitely about us. Frieza's a damn slave master. Saiyans is all scattered and lost. No daddies. Damn just destroyed as a people. Kakarot's a coon. I'm telling you, man. Anyway.
Manny's Piccolo.
Manny's Piccolo, he's green.
No, not Piccolo.
Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo. Oh my God. Yo, man. Yo, that's trouble, man.
I like
we got a text.
Hey, shout out them off to Manny. Yo.
Shout out to Manny. That's what we love you, man. That's why they keep bringing your name up, man. Manny's beloved, man. He's Jedi too. He's beloved over here. Yeah. In a very hated way. Yeah. For the cast. What we got?
All right. Do you believe that what the other nations are doing to Africa, stripping its resources, is a judgment for the Hamites in their part in the slave trade?
It's possible. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. I can see that. That goes into the Berlin Conference, the scattering of Africa. I can see that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely so. But also prophetically, Revelation 18, where the merchants take all the resources, most of those resources come from Africa. That's all prophecy, pretty much. So all the merchants. Remember, if we're not for Africa, Europe would be a third world country. So that's another reason behind why they do that as well. Because Esau comes from the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit is Europe. Nothing's there, really. So let's go back to, I want page 9. The Slave Atlas, page 9. Is that it? Page 9? Okay, that's it. Yes. Let me see. All right, you see. Let me see what you have here. You have Holland Green, what does it say? Look, you know, bigger, please.
Yeah, Holland. Like say England.
Gravesend?
Gravesend
to Holland. May 1750. London. Arrive in England September 1731. Leave Holland. So yeah, there's the slaves over there too. Bring it back in.
Holland, that's the Netherlands,
Dutch
area.
The Dutch, yeah.
The East India Company.
Oh, Dutch East India Company.
Yeah, that was from there too.
All right, go down. Go out to the caption. The log books. Read this here for you Negroes. I'm still insulting you, dumb Negroes. The slave ships ever existed. There were no slave ships. Read that, please.
The log books of many slave vessels have survived.
The log books of many slave vessels have survived. The log books of many slave vessels have survived. I'm going to give you an example of a slave log in a minute. Go ahead. Remember I showed you earlier, why were we speaking English before they came over there? Go ahead.
And some have been published before a way of measuring. I'm sorry, let me read again. The logbooks of many slave vessels have survived, and some have been published before a way of measuring longitude came into wide use in the 19th century. The daily record of a vessel's position depend mainly on latitude measurements. According to his logbook, the Lawrence Frigati, the Lawrence, in some sources, 117 English South Sea Company vessels that supplied slaves to Spanish America. Sail from London to Loango.
Go ahead.
In West Central Africa.
Come on.
Then to the Rio de la Plata and back to London. A figure-8 route dictated by ocean currents. See map 4.
All right, so they had logbooks that survived. Now, get me page 24. Same book. Page 24 now. You guys may want to put the same pages in the same folder as the book itself so you're not going all over the place. Page 24. So the log books of slave trips and slave travels and slave trading survived. So you Negroes about the slave trips never existed, man. Y'all are really, really stupid people, man. God, it's just there's no level. There's no comment for you how dumb you could possibly be. Let me see. Right there, read that.
The Africans are so crowded.
The Africans or the Israelites were so crowded. Go ahead.
In such disgusting conditions and so mistreated as the very ones who transport them assure me that they come by 6 and 6 with collars around their necks.
I showed you that one with the sister in Nantes. She had a collar on her neck even when she was off the ship. She had a collar on her neck. Go ahead.
And these same ones by 2 and 2 with fetters on their feet in such a way that they come in prison from head to feet below the deck, locked in from outside, where they see neither sun nor moon, and that there is no Spaniard who dares to stick his head in the hatch without becoming ill, nor to remain inside for an hour without the risk of great sickness. So great is the stench that the crowding and the misery of that place, and the only refuge and consolation that they have is that to each is given once a day no more than a half bowl of uncooked corn flour.
Wow.
Or millet.
That's the same thing that the Arabs fed us in the dhows. They gave us millet seeds, or we would use that, and we would use elephant tusks and break it in pieces and eat it. And we died from violent diarrhea. So what the Arabs did to us in their slave ships across the other side of the ocean, the Europeans did the same thing to us on this side of the ocean. They probably shared information. Hey, give them millet seeds. Go ahead.
Which is like our rice.
Go ahead.
And with it a small jug of water and nothing else, except for much beating, much lashing, and bad words.
Wow.
This is that which commonly happens with the men, and I will think that some of the shippers treat them with more kindness and mildness, principally in these times. Nevertheless, most arrived turned into skeletons.
Wow. Most arrived turned into skeletons. Damn. Give me Lamentations real quick, 4. Lamentations chapter 4. Let me see. 4 and 7.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 7.
This is an example of what happens when our enemies come against us, what takes place regarding us. 4 and 7.
Her Nazarites were purer than snow.
The Nazarites, our Nazarites were purer, they were righteous, were purer than snow. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They were whiter than milk.
We were holy or righteous than, more righteous or pure, whiter than milk. Go ahead.
They were more ruddy in body than rubies.
We were more ruddy or healthy in body than rubies. Go ahead. Strong in body or precious in body than in rubies. Go ahead.
Their polishing was of sapphire.
Go ahead.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
So he's talking about verse 7 is what was, and verse 8 is what is at this point during Babylonian captivity and conquest. We 8 again?
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
So our faces became blacker than a coal. Read on.
They are not known in the streets.
You cannot recognize us from how we were in verse 7.
Their skin cleaveth to their bones.
They became or turned into skeletons. Go ahead.
It is withered. It has become like a stick.
We became like a stick now. It says here, it says their visage is blacker. Blacker, meaning we were already black, so it's blacker than it was. Means they were black. The Israelites were black. But it says blacker than a coal. Why? Because when you are starved, what happens to black people is that we become what is called hypermelanated. When we're starved enough, our skin gets darker. From hyper, it's called hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation comes through starvation. I'll give you an example. This is how deep it can go. When you starve a leaf or a plant, if it gets too much sun or less water, the leaf gets brown. It's darker too. Like we do. We get dark too. So we become we receive hyperpigmentation when we are starved. That's a sign of starvation. Hyperpigmentation. White folks don't get darker when they're starved. They get lighter when they're starved. You understand? So this is clearly a description of black people being starved. Like we were on the ships being starved. That's an example. For you naysayers, and the Jews weren't black, they were white. Just stop talking. But Tertullian said that the Jews were white. Let's just be quiet, man. Let's stop talking. Don't talk. Tertullian. Give me page 39, please. Them Edomites love Tertullian, boy. He's the only nigga they can think of that's a scholar in history. Tertullian. Page 39. Read that.
African captives carried on vessels leaving the largest 20 ports where slave trading voyages were organized. 1501 to 1867.
1501, right after the Inquisition. 1501 to 1867. Weren't we emancipated in 65? Why is there 67 there? Because the slave trading didn't stop right away when they ended it and they abolished it. It's still going. And sharecropping lasted 100 years after that, 1960, secretly. Read the list here.
Ports. Rio de Janeiro.
One port in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 1,507,000. Go ahead.
Salvador da Bahia.
That's 1,362,000.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Keep Liverpool in mind. That's why I went to this page. Liverpool. Go ahead.
London.
Liverpool 1,338,000. Go ahead.
London 829,000.
Go ahead.
Bristol.
Keep that place in mind. Go ahead.
565,000.
Go ahead.
Nantes.
Go ahead.
542,000. Recife. 437,000. Lisbon. 333,000.
Lisbon. Go ahead.
Havana. 250,000. La Rochelle. 166,000.
That's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of bodies. Go ahead.
Tuxel. 165,000. La Havre. 142,000. Bordeaux. 134,000.
That's French. Go down. Right there.
Vlissingen, 123,000.
I don't know what that even is. Vlissingen, go ahead.
Rhode Island, 111,000.
Rhode Island, go ahead.
Middleburg, 94,000. Seville and Sanlúcar de Barrameda, 74,000.
Seville was a slave port. Spain, go ahead. They shipped us back to Spain. A lot of Northern Kingdom was shipped over there to Spain. The slave port, go ahead.
Saint Malo, 73,000. Bridgetown, Barbados, 58,000.
Cadiz,
53,000.
Total,
8,356,000.
Go ahead.
All 188 known slave trade ships, outfitting ports combined. Top 20 ports is percent of all known slave trade ship outfitting ports.
How much is that?
9,024,000.
It's a lot of that's a lot of bodies, man. 9 million. Damn. And it's $12,000 per slave. We went over that 2 weeks ago. How much slaves will cost?
And it says all known slaves.
All known slaves. Just haven't included the other side.
Hey, Deke, Vlissingen is Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. Look at that. Vlissingen.
Holland, all that.
Okay, here we go. So now, get me page. What page is this? What page is this? Go down to the bottom of it.
39.
39. Okay, get me. What do I want now? Page 52. Keep in mind Liverpool. Keep in mind Liverpool. Page 52. Same book. Yep. Okay, so we got go up, Liverpool right there. See Liverpool on top in red? Liverpool. Go down to the caption now, the words to the caption. Go down to the bottom. Right there, read that.
By mid-18th century, Liverpool had become the largest slaving port in Europe.
Liverpool was the largest slaving port in Europe. For you dummies, I don't believe in slave ships. Was the largest slaving port in Europe. Go ahead.
Just as the slave traffic was reaching its peak, its prominence was due to its location on the west coast of England and the wide range of markets it served in the plantation Americas.
Come on.
Its captains also formed close relations with African trading elites.
Stop. Oh, my goodness, man. Read it again.
Its prominence was due to its location on the west coast of England and the wide range of markets it served in the plantation Americas.
Its captains.
Its captains also formed close relations with African trading elites.
Stop. Its captains also formed close relations with African trading elites. Who are the African trading elites? It was the Hamites that were there. Remember Rice and Slaves? Remember the book I showed before? The same book here says that the Europeans and the Africans saw the slaves as outsiders. They were feeding each other information. They knew who was who. They knew who they were selling. The Arabs told them, these Kafirs here, these are Israelites. You can take them as slaves too. The Portuguese and the Arabs were rivals in slave trading. Go ahead. Its captains again.
Its captains also formed close relations with African trading elites in such major ports as Bonny and Old Calabar in the Bight of Biafra. See maps 86 and 90.
All right. Now, get me page 11 now. Page 11. Liverpool. Liverpool was the largest. Page 11 now. Let's go. Go up. Now, bring in the thumb. Zoom in. Move it over. Zoom in. Right there. Move it over. Now, you see here. Right there. You have Spain, Portugal. See the black dots are ports. Bordeaux, Bayonne, Marseille. You have Rochefort, Bristol to the left. Go to the left. Whitehaven, Lancaster, Liverpool, Bristol, London. And you have Netherlands, Hamburg, Copenhagen. These are all slave ports. These are all, go down to Portugal. Right there, Lisbon, Seville, Cadiz, Sanlúcar de Barrameda. These are all slave ports. They brought Northern Kingdom on this side. Native Americans are brought over there. Okay? Now, give me page 51. Same book. I want you guys to focus on Lisbon, Bristol, and Liverpool. Keep in mind. There we go. Bristol again. Bristol right there. All right? Now go down to the caption at the bottom. Bristol. All right? Read that.
In the second quarter of the 18th century, Bristol was the largest slave trading port in Europe and supplied the major portion of the slaves sent to Jamaica.
So Liverpool and Bristol were the largest slaving ports in Europe. Go ahead.
With this booming sugar economy, most of them drawn from the Bight of Biafra and the Gold Coast.
Wait. Go back. Read again from the top.
In the second quarter of the 18th century.
What's that? That's 1700s. Yes, go ahead.
Bristol was the largest slave trading port in Europe.
Watch this.
And supplied the major portion of the slaves sent to Jamaica.
So the largest bulk of our people from Jamaica were brought from Bristol, Liverpool. They brought a lot of those slaves from Europe to Jamaica, to the islands. Why? I'm going to show you. Go ahead. Remember, they spoke English. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
With its booming sugar economy, most of them drawn from the Bight of Biafra and the Gold Coast. However, owing to its small and increasingly congested harbor, Bristol eventually fell behind Liverpool.
So Liverpool outlived Bristol. Outlived it, but it was still one of the largest. Now, get me page 7. Page 7. Let me build. I'm going to show you while I'm doing this. Bristol, Liverpool, Lisbon. Now we're in Lisbon. Nantes. I showed you Nantes. Go up. Let me see. Go down to the caption. Right there is good. Read that.
Before the transatlantic slave trade began, and for nearly 3 centuries thereafter, some African slaves were taken to Lisbon and Seville.
Some African slaves were taken to Lisbon and Seville. Go ahead.
To the eastern Atlantic islands.
Go ahead.
And between African ports.
Come on.
They began their voyages either in Upper Guinea or Mauritania.
Well, Northwest Africa. Go ahead.
Shown in the top map are in the Gulf of Guinea or West Central Africa, shown in the bottom map.
Come on.
After 1500, many captives were subsequently carried to the New World.
Carried to America. Go ahead.
After 1560, when Brazil sent its first slave trading ships to Africa, the slave traffic between Old World ports was much smaller than the transatlantic slave trade.
Okay. Give me page 7. Give me page 43 now.
Hey, and they were carried on slave ships.
Yes, they were carried on slave ships. The Native Americans were carried on slave ships. You stupid idiots.
They weren't carried on.
They weren't carried on. They were on an invisible jet or. You guys, let's just stop talking, man. Stupid idiots. God, it's stupid. This makes my stomach hurt. Page 43. Read up there. The 2 red things there. You see Lisbon and Seville. Lisbon and Seville. Go down to the caption. Is there a caption? Let me see if I want the caption. Go down. Yes, read that.
Lisbon and Seville were the organizational centers of the Old World slave trade.
So this was the Old World. They were bringing slaves from the New World and dropping them off as slaves to the Old World. That's the Spain, Portugal, Lisbon. That's Old World. Go ahead.
See map 3. And their role continued when the transatlantic traffic began.
So they brought slaves back to Spain and Portugal, Seville, to work as slaves. Go ahead.
Between 1580 and 1640.
So how they get? Here's the question: How were they brought to Spain and Portugal from the Americas? How did they get over there? Did they fly? Did they build an underground tunnel? They drove with horse and carriage under the water? How stupid! Go ahead, man. Jeez.
Portugal and Spain had the same monarch, and in the records, it is often unclear whether a slave ship was sailing under the Spanish or the Portuguese flag.
Right.
The Spanish crown used the.
I mean, they worked together. Go ahead.
The Spanish crown used the expertise of Portuguese captains and slave merchants to supply its American colonies with slaves.
They worked together, like I said. Go ahead.
Portuguese vessels had full access to Spanish America. Mm-hmm. This branch of the traffic drew on Portuguese factories, as slaving establishments were called.
So they called Portuguese factories, that's plantations. Go ahead.
In Santa Gambia, Santo Tomé, Bight of Biafra, and Angola, West Central Africa.
Okay, now give me the book I've been waiting to get to. Give me the Gleanings. I want the Gleanings. You should have it. This is a book. This is a log book. Remember I showed you earlier that they had log books. These were people who were brought from Europe to the islands. Yep, read this right here. Check this out. Now, I'm going to bring you guys some history. During, there was a war where King James' family was dethroned. There was a war. And what happened was anyone who was in support of the King James family remaining on the throne, they were considered Jacobites. They were supporters of Jacob because King James' name, James is Jacob. They called him King Jacobus. King Jacobus. James and Jacob is the same name. You can fact check me. James and Jacob means to supplant. So King James' line, they were by divine providence, because he was of Judah. That line was deemed to sit upon the throne in England, Europe. He reigned over Britain, Scotland, and where was it? Was it Ireland, I think? Yeah, and Ireland. He reigned over those three dominions. They called them the black, what do they call them? The black dominions, they call them?
Oh, the black province. The black provinces.
Yeah, they called them when we ruled over during the Dark Age, they called the black provinces. We ruled over those realms. So when King James died, his children's his descendants pretty much faced the dangers of sitting on the throne because there was a religious beef regarding, I think, Catholicism and Protestantism. So anyone who supported King James' family, who was Protestant, I believe, they were pretty much in danger of being conquered. So Oliver Cromwell gained authority, Edomite, gained authority for like 10 years, I think for like 10 years. And when he gained that authority, that Edomite, he killed thousands of us, millions of us, all right, to overthrow the King James line off the throne of Europe during the Dark Ages. So now we're going to read this here.
A capture of ship with transported rebels. List and description of them.
So it says a capture of ship with transported rebels, meaning those who were in support of King James' family remaining on the throne. They were considered Jacobites or rebels against the Catholic Church. This says list and description of them. Now this is a ship coming out of Europe. You hear Irish folks say, oh, Irish were on slave ships. Yes, they were. Oh, the British were on slave ships too. Yeah, they were. But we're gonna read about their description though, about the Irish slave ships that you guys mentioned. The Irish talk about, hey, we would have sold the slaves too. Okay, no problem, Lucky Charms. Read that.
A mishap befell an expedition with 225 rebel prisoners, of whom 75 had engaged as soldiers. Mr. Smith, contractor, thus related it. Cateton Street, 22nd October 1747.
1747, come on.
Sir, the loss of one of my ships with 150 rebels. The veteran, John Ricky, master, bound for Antigua.
Bound for Antigua.
Which was taken by the French privateer, Paul Mars.
A Frenchman.
And carried into Martinique. And of 75 sent with the East India expedition, which I was providing for, has been some disappointment to me. I have sent His Grace's letter to the governor of Leeward Islands to reclaim them of the French governor by 3 different conveyances.
Let's jump down to a description follows of the 150 rebels.
A description follows of the 150.
Read, I desire to know.
I desire to know when I am to have the care of those who remain at Carlisle, York, Southwark, and elsewhere. In a postscript is added something as to the attempt to find a northwest passage.
Come on.
The ships we sent out in search of the northwest passage are returned without having completed the discovery, but have brought us a greater probability than ever.
Come on.
A description follows of the 150 rebels which Mr. Smith took at Lincoln, York, and Lancaster prisons in October 1746. The name, age, profession, county,
where they're from,
and stature
how tall
of each,
they were,
with remarks were given in every case.
These were put on ships. Before they were put on ships, they were examined. Go ahead.
Of the 150, 15 were women, and 3 of those Camerons from Lochaber.
No, let's go to the listing of these Irish folks, British folks. Go ahead.
An exact list and description of 150 rebel prisoners.
Watch this.
Shipped at Liverpool.
Shipped where?
At Liverpool.
Shipped at Liverpool. Liverpool, go ahead.
On board the veteran, John Ricky, master.
On board the veteran. This is a ship. The veteran, go ahead.
For the Leeward Islands, which were taken near Antigua. The 28th June last by the diamond privateer Paul Marcel, commander, and carried into Martinique. The 30th June, 1747.
Come on. This is later on. Go ahead. Something different. Go ahead.
Name, Robert Adam. Age, 18. Profession, laborer. County, Sterling. Stature, 5'1" and a quarter. Remarks, brown, smooth face.
Brown, no beard. Go ahead.
William Bell, 46.
Bell. This is white people. Yeah, William Bell. Go ahead.
Weaver. Profession, a weaver. County, Berwick, 5'4". Black, curled hair. Strong made.
Interesting. Black. Go ahead.
Dougal
Campbell.
Servant. Lochaber. 5'4".
Short.
Brown complexion. Well made. Ruddy.
Whoa, wait a minute. Oh. How can he be brown complexion and ruddy? I thought ruddy was red. Is he both? Is he a cosmopolitan? What happened? Ruddy means his face was clear, a healthy, clear skin. Ruddy.
He's 18 too, so he's young. So
yeah, he's young.
He'll be ruddy.
Yeah, healthy skin, young. 18-year-old brown complexion man. That's ruddy. Go ahead.
Alex Katanak, Miller, Badenoch, black ruddy.
Black ruddy. Same thing. It's the same word, really. Go ahead.
Dougal Campbell, servant. Argyle.
This is black, ruddy, healthy, it says. Go ahead.
Right. Brown. Alice Campbell, laborer. Inverness. Pock-pitted. John Campbell, Argyle. Swarthy.
Black.
Alex Cameron, Inverness. Well made. William Dickinson, Weaver, Lancashire.
Red hair.
Red hair. Thick set, healthy.
Yeah, light-skinned among us, too. Go ahead.
Alex Davison, Herdsman, Badenoch, Ruddy.
Same
Slim
thing,
made.
brown. Go ahead.
Andrew Edwards, servant. Angus, black, well-made, strong.
Black. These guys are shipped from Europe to the islands. Go ahead.
Alice Goodbrant, a carpenter, Banff, brown. John Grant, laborer, Badenoch, black. Alice Grant, carpenter, Aberdeen, brown. Josh Hinchcliffe, Hinchcliffe, Tallow Chandler, York, black. Pock-pitted.
Go ahead.
John Johnson, husbandman, Lancashire, brown.
Lincolnshire, brown.
Strong made. David Joyner, laborer, Aberdeen. John Kennedy, Perf, black, well made.
Black. Jump down to Angus McIntosh.
Angus McIntosh.
Angus McIntosh. Go ahead.
5'6.5". Black, very strong. Strong made. Peter McIntosh.
Probably his brother.
Peter McIntosh, brown, long chin. James McPherson.
These are Irish names. McPherson, McIntosh. Where these names come from? These guys already lived here. These guys lived here already. These were our people that were ruling that lived there. Mm-hmm. They were sold and conquered in these lands and were shipped off to the islands. There's a book I'm going to go into later on. I'm not going to bring it out now, but it goes into the Irish and how they were black.
The black Irish.
And this is them here. We're reading about them right here. The British, the Irish, that's them here. McIntosh, McPherson, all that mixed up is black. It means son of.
These are the people that Kamala Harris's family had enslaved.
Right, exactly.
That
the Brown Town.
Yeah, the people that are people gonna vote for.
Yep.
Thinking she's black.
Yep. John, go ahead.
John McLeod.
John McLeod. McLeod. Go ahead. Why is his name McLeod? Because the black clouds are black. I'm gonna get into that later on. It's Highlander. The Highlanders, the Lowlanders. Black. Another story. Go ahead.
Black hair, pale and slender. Duncan Monroe.
Duncan means black. Duncan is black too. Dunn is black. Duncan. Black Monroe. Go ahead.
Alex McLeod. Brown. Strong stairs. Well made. Charles Morgan. A barber. Elgin. Well made. John Murray. Weaver. Annadelle. Brown hair. Pale.
Yeah, light skin. Go ahead.
Thomas Ogden. Lancashire. Strong made. Lusty.
He's fat. Next one.
Hey, Deke, too, when you read when it says picket,
yeah,
it just
pock-pitted.
Pock-pitted, it just means that they had like
freckles.
Oh, they have freckles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, blemishes.
Got you. Yeah. So rather than ruddy, it'd be pock-pitted.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Donald McGillis.
Don McGillis. That's Irish. Go ahead.
Laborer, Inverness. Black. Short neck.
You see they're from Argyle, Murray, Midart, Perth, Aberdeen. These are European areas. We were living here. We weren't just. These are black folks being put on ships from these areas. Why? We were ruling. They conquered us and sold us in ships there to Jamaica, to the islands. Read on.
Donald McDonald.
McGillis. These are Irish names. Go ahead.
Red hair, strong. Alan McDougall. Gardner. Argyle. Black.
McDougall means son of black. Dougal means black too. Go ahead.
Angus McDonald. Laborer.
McDonald. Go ahead.
Ill looking. Daniel McKee.
Go ahead.
Light hair, fair, well made.
Light skinned dude.
Mark McCormick.
Irish McCormick.
Good face, straight. Alex Monarch. Brown, thick set. George Nickel, strong, well made. James Nielsen, black.
Nielsen's Irish too. Go ahead.
Black, swarthy, slender. John Robertson, brown, straight. Daniel Ross, sandy hair, swarthy, well made.
I saw one. We'll be here all day. I'm wasting my time with this. These are black Irish being sold off from Liverpool, Lisbon, Bristol. Black slaves were ruling over there. When we got conquered, they did a logbook of us being shipped off because it's rebels. That was us. Now, that goes to the King James history. I just jumped there real fast. Right. We're going to go back now. Now, get me, real quick, the Atlas again. I want page 74. So the last one was called, go back to it's called The Veteran. That was one book. It's called The Veteran, this book, The Veteran. Page 74. This is the description of a slave ship and how it was made. All those little black dots is us. The chains. Okay, we went to the Lest We Forget Museum. Mr. What's his name is Mr. Ragsdale had these actual chains in his possession. These exact ones. He has them. Right. All right, that were given to him. It's called La Vigilante. The Vigilante, 1823. Engraving what? Read that.
La Vigilante, 1823. Engraving of the captured French slave ship, the La Vigilante, from the abolitionist tract. La Vigilante, Bâtiment Négrier de Nantes.
So it says Bâtiment Négrier means slave trader of France. Bâtiment Négrier, slave trader, means slave trading of France. Nantes. Bâtiment Négrier de Nantes. Go ahead.
1823.
1823. Go ahead.
Biennec Rare Book and Manuscript Library.
Yale University. So these elite white folks know. Okay, they understand what's going on. I don't need any more than that. Give me the next one. Give me the page 77.
You know, the Negroes looking for an actual camera. So,
camera at that time. A GoPro in 1800s. You should put a GoPro in your brain and see if the brain is actually there. Oh, wow. Put a GoPro in your skull, see what's there. Damn.
Like I said before, man.
Probably a can of soup and mumble rap.
Most of them can't even find their dad, and they talk about slave ships. Come on, man.
Man. That was personal.
That was a terrible thing.
Got real disrespectful right there.
Damn. Wow. Damn. All right. The French slave ship La Vigilante, voyage ID 2734, was seized at Bonny in 1822. With 345 captives on board when approached by a British naval cruiser seeking to verify its papers. The crew had fired, killing several of the British ship's crew.
Because by this time, the British had already abolished it. So they were this was an illegal slave ship. So that when they came after their papers, a war broke out, a fight broke out. Go ahead.
The French vessel was taken first to Sierra Leone, where the captives were released, and then to Plymouth.
They were brought back home to Sierra Leone, where they were from. Ships. Go ahead.
And then to Plymouth, England, where the captain of the British cruiser anticipated bringing murder charges against the French. Abolitionists made drawings of the ship while it was at Plymouth.
Go ahead.
And the ship plans were published in London and Paris.
So they have drawings of the ship. Go ahead.
The image here, which includes drawings of locks and shackles, comes from a French abolitionist tract. Such images became an important component of the international abolitionist movement against the slave trade.
So when the Most High put the spirit of the heathens, abolitionists, to speak against the slave trade, they had to have records and evidences of the conditions of the slaves brought over here to speak against it, so it can stop happening. That's how the abolitionist movement gained sympathy. Okay, listen, look how they're treating them. Look how they bring them over here. This is terrible. This is inhumane. It's wrong. Here's an example of how they're shipped. Here's a slave ship. Here's how it's drawn. Look how they live. Look what they're wearing. They're wearing these chains. They had to have these things to substantiate a case to stop the slave trade, you dummies. Goodness. Go ahead.
Such images became an important component of the international abolitionist movement against the slave trade from the late 1780s, as revealed in the images of a slave ship in 1789, page 164, and the fallas or velas in 1829, page 266.
Page 77. That's the Vigilante. We had the what was the last one? Veteran, the first one. Vigilante is this one. Read this one here.
The slave deck of the bark Wildfire.
This is called Wildfire. Go ahead.
Brought into Key West on 30 April 1860.
Go up to the image. Go up to the image. You're going to see us all crowd on the ships, bony as hell, like Lamentations 4 and 8. Like skeletons, all packed like sardines here. Go down. The Wildfire.
Engraven from a daguerreotype published in Harper's Weekly. 2nd June 1860. Image courtesy of the Davidson of Rare and Manuscript Collections, Cornell University Library.
Cornell University Library. Yale, Cornell. You can't make this up, man.
So when it says daguerreotype, that was the first camera. That was the first camera. So they engraving that from that actual. There's an actual photo of this.
There's an actual photo.
There's an actual photo.
Wow.
We're gonna say it down here at the paragraph right here.
Go ahead.
The Wildfire sailing out of New York.
Sailing out of New York.
Voyage ID 4362 was captured off Cuba by the U.S. Navy ship Mohawk. The 510 African captives on board were sent to Key West, Florida on April 30th, 1860.
5 years before the Emancipation Proclamation. Go ahead.
They were the survivors of the 650 who had left the Congo River on board the Wildfire 36 days earlier. Engravings from the daguerreotype photographs published in Harper's Weekly showed the naked survivors, males separated from females, huddled together on deck, the ones in front looking emaciated. The U.S. authorities ordered the liberated Africans to be sent to Liberia.
Send them back home. Go ahead.
Which meant a second unwanted and perilous Atlantic crossing to an unfamiliar destination.
They weren't even from there. They were from Congo. They said, bring them to Sierra Leone. Drop them off over there. They don't belong over here. Page 122. No, page 122. That's the actual image. It's the depiction of the actual picture. So you got the veteran, you got the vigilante, the Wildfire. These are slave ships. But some of y'all retarded. Don't know what's going on. Page 122.
What page? Oh, we just read this.
It's 122?
No, we just read this.
The 122 I want from the Atlas. There we go. That it?
Yeah, I was doing so well, man.
That it? Okay, do you have it? It's the question. All right, cool. As long as you have it, that's all I'm going to ask to me. Just find it. You see, you don't have it, I get pissed off. All praises. Read that. Map 80.
Map 80. WIDA.
Map 80. WIDA. Go ahead.
Destinations of slaves and home ports of vessels carrying them, 1727 to 1863.
Go down to the bottom. Bottom caption. Let me see. Okay, blow see something. White. Okay, here we go. Go over to the right. This chair is the worst. Air coming out of it. Come on.
WIDA. 582,000.
That's over half a mil. 582,000. It says Freetown right there. Bought the Freetown from WIDA. Were over Africans liberated from slave ships.
Right, so there was only
some of them were brought back home here. They were intercepted from here and brought back home to Freetown. Freetown. Go over WIDA. That's Judah. Go over to the left. Left. Let me see. Bring the map in some.
Yeah, come on.
See where it goes. Thank you. So you got Bahia, Salvador de Bahia. You got Pernambuco. Okay. You have French Guyana. Go up.
So it's 131,000 that went to Brazil.
But the largest bulk of us went to where? Go up from there, from WIDA. Go up. Let's say
Haiti.
Damn.
San Domingue.
All right. Jamaica.
That looks like Dominican Republic.
Yeah, looks like DR right there. But Puerto Rico, that's DR. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. You got Chesapeake. You got Georgia. You got Gulf Coast. You got Havana. What happened? What's happening?
Nothing, D. Go ahead, D. Nothing
St.
important.
Thomas.
Just geography.
This guy.
Oh, God. So Trinidad, Tobago. So they brought a lot of us over there from here. The bulk. That's a huge arrow there. Go down. Go down here. Let me see.
Yeah, there's your Leeward Islands.
Where?
Your Leeward Islands right here. Antigua.
Oh, okay. That's Leeward Islands there. Leeward Islands. St. Kitts, right. These are Leeward Islands here. Eastern Caribbean.
The Lower Antilles.
Yeah, Lesser Antilles. Yes. Grenada, St. Vincent. So they brought right over here. Guadeloupe, Antigua, St. Kitts. And a lot. That's where the other thing, Jacobite Gleanings. That mentions the Leeward Islands. They brought a lot of us from the Irish to these islands over here. The Black Irish over here. Or Black British over here. Black English over here. Now.
It makes sense too, Deke, because those that were brought over there from Europe, those were the ones that were supporting King James.
Yeah.
And we know those are Benjamites.
Yes.
And we know Benjamin was always
supporting Judah as king, right, on the throne. Yes. Damn, that's a heavy point. You page 53? Page 53 now? Page 53 of the Atlas. Bring it in some. You got La Rochelle up there on top, the red. Go to the bottom.
La Rochelle was the second most important slave import in France, and its location on the Atlantic allowed merchants to organize relatively short triangular voyages. The port's slave traffic declined after 1788, although the French traffic in slaves was still expanding, and it took little part in the illegal 19th century slave trade. La Rochelle slave merchants drew heavily on just two African ports for slaves, Wida and Molembo, see map 79, 80, and 101. And competed with and lost out to La Havre for the markets in Saint-Domingue.
Okay. Now get me page 54. Page 54 and then 55. You might have read 54 already. You might have read it already, I think. Maybe not. Next page over.
You have it?
Page 54 and 55 I want.
Rio de la Plata right there. In South America, they used a lot of the silver from there and transported it to East Africa to buy more slaves.
Wow.
In the Indian Ocean.
Wow.
The Portuguese.
You got it? Page 54 and page 55.
Yo, y'all have it or not? They don't be saying nothing. Yeah. They just be quiet.
You have it? They're like...
If you don't answer, they won't ask again.
No. Remember... Osmani commands them to be quiet and not to listen to us.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say nothing. Don't say a word. Damn. Maybe he'll ask for something else. Is that it? Read that right here? Here we go, Jess. It's for you, bro. Page 54 and page 55. Read that.
September 4th,
remember, La Rochelle is a French colony. That's why I has this here. As a French colony. Go ahead.
September 4th, 1775. Judah, a wider road. There died a captive man, branded with LSM on his right chest.
Slave master's initials. LSM is his slave master's initials on his what? On his right chest. Go ahead.
The leading surgeon on board took constant care to prolong his life over a few days. But to our astonishment, this uncontrollable sickness, the causes of which remain unknown, did not allow us any remedy from the time that it manifested itself. The loss of blood was such that the sick man was carried away suddenly within 24 hours by violent diarrhea.
Oh, violent diarrhea. Go ahead.
Blood escaping from every pore.
Why? Because of his diet. They were giving him millet seed and ivory. That's what the Arabs did to us before. I showed you that earlier at the Dows. We died from bloody, violent diarrhea. Because of his diet, they were feeding him on the slave ship. That's why. Unknown. It wasn't unknown. They were giving us a terrible diet. That's what it was. Road of Judah. Wida and Judah is the same word. Wida, Judah, same word. Next one, next page. 55, I believe it is. Should be something like this, yes. Come on.
Judah Road. There died a Negro girl, branded with LSM on the right arm.
Black man and woman were both owned by the same master, LSM, on his chest, but on her right arm. Go ahead.
Why did you move it? Go up. I didn't finish. Who went down with scurvy on a few days ago.
She died from some Esau-brought disease, scurvy. Go down to a woman on Judah Road, woman on cargo.
October 13th, Judah Road. There died a woman of the cargo branded with LSM on the right arm. She died of lethargy and scurvy and passed away quickly enough.
Died fast. So Judah and Wida, according to the French, is the same exact place.
Yes, scurvy is caused by a lack of vitamin C in the ocean.
Wow.
So it's basically, again, the
malnourishment.
Diet. Yeah,
malnourishment.
Diet.
Right. Give me Considerations. I sent it to you as well. It's the old book, Considerations of Sugar Colonies. You should have it. You know what I'm talking about? It's supposed to be black and white. Almost done. Yes, blow it up. This is an old book that I cannot find and get my hands on, but I have enough. This will do. It's called the what? Go up to the top. The alarm bell.
The alarm bell. Considerations on the present dangerous state of the sugar colonies.
Meaning plantations. Go ahead.
With a memorial and observations concerning the islands of St. Lucia, Dominico, St. Vincent, and Tobago.
Go ahead. To
which I added queries and answers relating to the African trade.
Slave trade. Go ahead.
Jump
down to the year. What year is this published?
1749.
1749. This is the white eyes only. This is not for Negro eyes and ears. Now, go to page 8 of this book. Read that right there. Start from the bottom. Answer, query, read query.
Query 3. Why are the Negroes from the Gold Coast and Wider
Judah
the most valuable?
Why are the Negroes from the Gold Coast and Judah the most valuable of all slaves to have? Remember, we read earlier in Rights and Slaves that they sought for specific, distinct ethnic groups. So those of the Gold Coast and Wider are the most valuable. Why? Go ahead.
And so necessary for the sustenance of sugar plantations.
Wow, go ahead.
Answer. Gold Coast and Wider Negroes are hardy.
Hardy means tough, strong, mighty. That's what hardy means. Go ahead.
And are inured to labor in their own country.
And are inured to labor, meaning what? We were already slaves when they came over there under the Hamites and the Arabs. We were already conditioned for slavery. That's why they went after us. Because the Hamites and the Israelites got together and enslaved us.
Yeah, work experience.
We had slave experience already. Go ahead.
And will go to the hard work necessary in sugar plantations as soon as they are purchased by the planters.
Because they're already built, they're already conditioned for it. That's why I said they're hardy. Go ahead. Because the Arabs and Hamites told them so. Go ahead.
Which is not the case with other Negroes from Angola, Calabar, and other parts of Africa.
These are rebellious ones. These guys is fighting us back. Calabar, Angola, and other parts of Africa. Go ahead.
Who live idle in their own country.
Why idle? Because they had to go and get us. We were comfortable. We were inland. So they came across us. They fought back. There was resistance. Go ahead.
And are in general of a lazy disposition.
You know, they don't want to work as hard as Judah does. Go ahead.
And tender constitution. So that there is generally a difference of about 10 league or 12 leagues per head between these and those of the Gold Coast and Wider.
Go ahead.
And the worst or tender sort of Negroes are generally purchased in the sugar plantations by such planters as raise corn, aloes, and cattle, and for trades and easy labor. But it has been found by experience that it is very precarious to work such Negroes to prepare for the planting of sugar cane.
Not all of them are gonna just fall in line like Wider does. Go ahead.
Gambia are the next best Negroes.
Gambia are the next best compared to Gold Coast and Judah Negroes. Go ahead.
And that is a most valuable trade from its situation. And short voyages to Virginia, Maryland, Carolina, and other northern provinces where the labor is not so hard as in sugar plantations.
So these guys work a little less harder than most from Gambia. So the point is that they said that the most valuable in the slave trade is the Gold Coast and Judah. Mm-hmm. Judah. You understand? Because they knew and know at this time who they are selling, who they were selling. Even in the slave trade now, they're not selling Hamites. They're selling our people throughout these areas who did not get shipped over here. Right. All right? Now, one more. I don't want to leave you guys regarding Judah. I want to end on this note here. Get me the Encyclopedia des Voyages. It's French book.
Oh,
I want the images.
You going there?
I'm going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
It's the images of black people in this book. It's a French book. Because the French, I've been touching on the French a lot regarding Nantes, La Rochelle, Bordeaux. What else? What I mentioned? London. What else I mentioned?
That's not it.
No, not that one. Not that one. That's Voyages of the Code. This is Encyclopedia. P-E-D-I-E. Des Voyages. It's images. Asaya took images of them a long time ago. It was a bunch of black. Yeah, that's the one. That opera, y'all good. That's the one. 1796. Grasset de Saint-Sauveur, Jacques, whatever that is. I think that's the author. And it was published. Encyclopedia of Voyages, 1796. Now, Get me the images I want. It's not a lot. Blow this up. It's in French here. There's a brother right here. You can see his hand is black as hell. His face is look what he's wearing. See how he's dressed? He ain't half naked and all that. Go to the bottom. What is he? Go down. It says, Favore
du Roy de Huera.
Wait. Who's over there? Hey, that's what you're going to do, man. You're going to speak the words that this says. We can't understand. This is French, right? Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, so put the mic on him and make him say what we're reading here. So we won't butcher it.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. We got a brother that can speak French over here. See, we Acts 2 over here. Acts 2.
You got purpose.
This. All right, so praise the side. Thank you, sir. Read what it says here.
Favori du roi de Judah.
What's that mean in English?
Favori du roi de Judah.
What's it mean?
I mean,
what?
It's a favorite. The favorite of the
oh boy.
King of Judah.
Damn. Favorite king of Judah?
Damn.
Go up. That's a king right there. A king of Wida. Go up. They got it. Go up to the image. So that's a king. That's the favorite king of Judah. A king of Wida there. Go to the next image.
You scared me for a second.
Yeah, I got scared too, but it's all right. We have to have faith. We have to believe in brothers.
He said, what that mean? He repeated it.
He was like, yeah. What's it mean? He was like,
I can only
let me just
read.
say it
All right,
over.
sister, right, if I say it,
That'll give me more time.
yeah,
Translate.
you got a Jake Eve here and a snake. What are the odds? Anyway, I'm just joking. But go down. Read that. What that say?
You gotta read that.
Uh-oh.
If you can make it out, I can't make it out myself.
I can't see that one.
Oh, it says Petres.
Jeune Princess de Judah.
What's that mean?
Young princess de Judah.
Wow,
de
young
Judah.
princess of Judah. Go up. Go up. Let me see.
Damn.
All right, bring it in some. Zoom in.
A.K.A. Eve.
Yeah, Eve, pretty much, yeah. Young princess of Judah. So they have her with her clothes down. Go next image. Here we go. Brother right there, the shield and spear. The arrow, the arrow behind him. All right, go down to the bottom. What that mean? Go down to the bottom.
Hold on, D. Let's get that in color. Hey, go to.
You got it in color? Oh, you're in the spirit, man. You got it in color.
Go to the Telegram real quick.
Get the color images, man. That's even better.
Just this one.
Yeah. The actual book is worth thousands. Lord will get it. There we go.
So this is those images that Deke was going to in that book. This is the actual color of it. We can't, like you said, we can't find it in this color. You know, Esau hide things, but
we found it. It's just worth thousands of dollars. We have it. We found it. But right here. So he got a sword in his hand, a spear. What that say right there? Go down.
Guerrier de Judah.
What that mean?
Warrior of Judah.
That mean warrior Judah.
That's right.
That's a warrior of Judah right there. Is he white? You see a white man there? You see clots or a little hat?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You see woolly? He said, yeah, the hell? What's happening? You got woolly hair. You got the shield, black as hell. That's Jake right there.
Yeah.
That's what they were conquered and sold. That's us. That's our people. Any more? That it? Give me some more. Let's get some more. Same one. Okay. Go down. Esclave. That's the slave of Judah, yes? Esclave did that. I know. Esclave means slave. Esclavos in Spanish. Esclave de Judah. Slave. That's why I said her clothes are off. That's a slave. If her clothes are off, her breasts are out, she's enslaved there. Because you see they're all men are fully dressed. Go up. That's the princess also. Go up. All of that there, she's enslaved at this point. That's why she's all out like that. Next image. There we go. Look how he's dressed. You know why a woman dressed different? Look at it. He got the damn whole hat on with a gun. Go down. What that say?
Roi de Judah.
That's king. Another king right there. Go up.
We still had the sauce back then.
Get the steer, man. Look at this dude, man.
He got that wig on.
Got the wig on. He's probably trading with Edom at this time.
That's why he looks like that.
You start trading with Edom. You start to trade with Edom. You start getting stupid.
Start getting perms.
Yeah, he start wearing fake hair even then. Men start wearing the fake hair at that time. So that's us. You start to do tricks like Prince. We started trading with
But
Edom
he's
this time.
dancing too.
Yeah. You don't have to be rich.
How about the game of basketball?
Shirt versus the blouses.
Shirts versus blouses.
Go to the next one.
Oh,
Your
man,
shirt, some blouses.
That's it. Okay, here we go. See how she's dressed? You don't see her her things out. Go down.
Yeah, she's darker than Manny.
Read that. What that say? Femme.
Femme de qualité de Judah.
What does that mean?
Woman of quality of Judah.
Damn. Woman of quality of Judah. Look how she's dressed. The dress full dress down past the knees, breast covered. That's how. And she got a veil on. She got a head cover on. That's how you know she wasn't captive. The ones with the breasts out was captive. The ones that weren't, just like this. That's a sister, a princess. Go to the next one. There more? That's it?
He got the actual color of the
Get
king.
the image. Get the image. Just better. Get the color one. Let me get this book. Lowe's will get this book. Hey, listen, man. Donate to the book fund. Donate to that. We can get this book in color. We can get the actual book. If you donate, we can buy the books and we'll share them with you. These books are not for us primarily. They're for us and for you, the watching audience. So please donate to Our History, all right, regarding the book fund, so we can buy these books. There we go. This is in color right here.
Oh, damn. Look at it.
Damn, look at him.
That's Prince.
Some come look at this. Some come look at this.
This game board.
You can tell Esau had an influence.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, yeah, it's me right
got
here,
that
man.
swag.
Yeah. Let me put some money next to my ear. Money next to my ear. He's like a rapper. Like a straight nigga here. This is confused as hell. He a king too. A confused king nigga. Nigga king. It's terrible. God, that's the last coon king. Probably
Hafan,
Obama.
His name was Hafan.
Hafan? That's his name?
Hafan.
Damn.
You got no pants on.
He's the king that Ham came and conquered.
That's him. The one that was weak and ran off.
Yeah.
That's the one that conquered the Whiter. And Ham took over our province. That's him there. That's the weak king.
I'm about to say back out.
That was around 1727.
Damn.
Back out.
Just back out and go to the page that I sent you. Back
Sent
out.
the page.
Hafan. That's the dude we read about in that book. Wasn't that the book? Jeff, you had that book.
Yep.
I got it recently.
Scroll down.
This guy.
The last ruler.
This guy's the worst.
Blow that
Hafan.
up,
Oh
catch.
my God. Yeah, this guy was the worst. Read that.
Royal de Joel.
King of Judah.
King of Judah, Hafan, 1695 to 1727.
Wow.
Was the last ruler of the kingdom of Wida before it was captured by the forces of Dahomey.
Hamites by Ham. Conquered by Ham in 1727. Go ahead.
Hafan became king of Wida in 1708. He was not crowned in a formal ceremony at Seville until 1725. His coronation party included 40 of his favorite wives. The 1725 date is that given by Chevalier des Marqués. But some modern scholars argue it happened in 1717-18.
That's all he wants. So this king right here, this clown king, he was like a freaking Joachim. That's why he's dressed like this. He was making money. He had a bunch of women, and he was training with Esau. And then he was a coward. And Hammer came against us. There was way fewer of them and more of us, and they still conquered us because of this dude, Hafan. This guy was the worst, man. So that's how Ham took over. That's why in the last book it said that they were used to working as slaves, because this guy got conquered and we got enslaved. He ran somewhere else. So when Esau came, they came to the Dahomies ruling over us. Mm-hmm. This guy is the conclusion of our conquest here. Hafan, the damn idiot here. Freaking Rehoboam. Rehoboam of Africa. Now, get me one more. Yep, we'll wrap it up. There's time 3:37. Okay, we'll wrap it up here. We'll wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. We're gonna stop there on this idiot here, the foolishness of Israel. All right, damn, I'm gonna end on something positive, but ain't no negative. This guy is clown.
From Judah too, right?
Yeah, we go. Just keep going.
Yeah, announcements.
Announcements. Go to announcements.
Yeah, all praise. Hey, let's give it up for Deke for this great class. All praise the Most High. Fire. A lot of good information.
You're Hafan. You're the worst, Hafan.
Yeah.
Wherever you are today, you idiot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, Israel. Make sure you subscribe to Our Hidden History Radio on YouTube. All right, hit the notification button so you know when we go live. You can also subscribe to our other Philly channels, IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get the latest content from the deacon, captain, and officers of IUIC Philly. donate to Our Hidden History. Like the deacon said, we want to purchase more books to bring out to you. These are not going to be found in your regular educational, schools.
Places, yeah.
They're not going to be found there. So this is the place to find it. If you believe that, send your donations to ioic.philadelphia@israelunite.org.
And shout out to y'all who come across me and give me books. I appreciate it. Sister gave me a book as well in Tabernacles. Shout out to your sister. Keep watching. Shout out to you. One sister also tried to give me one in Oklahoma, but I can't get in contact with her. But shout out to her as well. Hopefully I'll get it eventually. But shout out to y'all who come across us and give us the books. All praise to that. Thank you very much. Thank you for being avid watchers of the show. Thank you.
All praise. That's why it's called Our Hidden History.
Right.
We all got to work together to find it.
Yeah, that's right.
All praises. Also, donate to the Booster Club. You can donate to the Booster Club on ioic.fundraising@israelunite.org. Subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC. Next. All right, missing persons. We have Daquan Wright. Daquan is 15 years old, 5'8", 160 pounds. He was last seen on October 2nd. He frequents the 800 block of E. Price Street and the 5600 block of Bloyd Street. Clothing description unknown. So if you do find the brother or see him, know of his whereabouts, make sure you report to local authorities. All right, next. Land Fund. We've been saying it every single day, every single class. Israel, make sure you donate to the Land Fund. We got the Land Blitz coming up. So let's make sure we all putting aside some money now, okay? So let's prepare for that. Donate now. If you have it now, donate to Israel at israelunite.org. In the comment section, put land. Next. All right, and lastly, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So pull out your phone, hit the QR code, and let us know what you think. What do I have to say today, Deep? Sometimes they just don't answer you when you're finding books. They refuse to give the deacon an answer.
I'm not gonna lie, I have seen this.
That's out of order.
Then Deke, let's not forget.
You got the book?
That's not
no answer, Deke.
Right.
Be stay quiet or ask for something else. Don't say nothing. Quick, bring him some tea. Don't forget.
And then, Deke, let's not forget, you said zoom into the sister, and they zoomed into a white woman.
That's my Nana.
What about Mother Teresa?
That's what they call her Nana.
They've done that before.
We call her Gam Gam.
Yeah, Gam Gam. Yeah, we do got a light-skinned brother over there, too.
Oh.
He looks more like me.
That's my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's all I had, Deke.
All right. Is that it? All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed the terrible roasting of IT today. That was terrible. And I enjoyed the lesson as much as y'all did. You guys are going to get some Lord's Will. When we're done with this, we're going to jump into the history of King James, more into that history and so forth. So hope you guys enjoyed that portion of it. I touched it a little bit, but Lord's Will, hope you guys also enjoyed the imagery of Judah, of Wida, the princesses and the kings and so forth. Of that, I was very enjoyable. I had no idea what that guy was. I just thought it was images. That was crazy. Have fun. That's new to me, but all praises for that. I have a book regarding how idiotic that king was. But anyway, the last king of freaking Judah, man. God, terrible legacy. Anyway, all praise to the Lord. Hope you guys look forward to next week's class. We got more to go. We got more stuff to go into. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that, we're going to say shalom. Most High in Christ bless. See you next time.
Christ bless.
Thank you.